Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy.
Hello. So to piggyback off the previous discussion and how non-physical, physical all interrelate, brought up the question of ancestry. In some cultures, they, even in the teachers, rely heavily on the wisdom of the ancestors and paying heed to the ancestry and the lineage, and yet...
Well, what all of them would like you to understand is they don't want you to remember them as they were. They want you to access them as they are. The biggest distinction between physical and non-physical is that when you make your transition, you leave behind all of the resistance that you've picked up along your physical trail. And so you become the vibrational version of all that you've gathered from it. In other words, doubt is gone, only knowing is there. Any frustration is gone, only love is there. And so as you try to replicate what you remember that you learned from your ancestors, as you read their books or try to understand what they meant and put it in the context of what you are now living, that's not working well at all for you. What we want you to understand is that there is a continuing, up-to-date, understanding version of all of them that are flowing. You are the leading edge, and all of them are on the leading edge with you in their pureness and in their fullness. The thing that they want you to know, and the thing that is really what you're asking for here, is their interest is current, and you can count on the wisdom of that current interest, you see. Humans have a distorted view often of what source is, or God is, or non-physical is, like you are all here trying to prove yourself to that, and that is not the case. Or that is complete and perfect, and now you are trying to earn your way into that perfection, and that is not the case either. What's really going on is that life is moving forward, and it is moving forward on the aspirations and dreams and desires of those of you who are living fully out here on the leading edge, and all that is source is continuing to renew itself forward with all of you. And when you get into that flow, that's when you really feel the fullness, you see.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, let's think about someone who painted and was not revered so much while they were alive, but then later. And now is not even interested at all in what was painted, even by that person, but really enjoys painting through you. The songwriters that wrote those songs aren't singing those songs. They're singing your new songs with you. You see what we're getting at?
Mm-hmm.
That as technology moves forward, everything is coming forward, and that's where source always is. We know this is an orientation for many of you. We can feel the oddness that you are feeling in some of it. But once you get in sync with this and start exploring your own life experience and these thoughts that come to you through this framework, you will find it all fits together for you. Something more?
Yes, when you say we reemerge into non-physical as we sleep, what's happening with our physical bodies? What's keeping the body alive?
Cellular consciousness is summoning.
Mm-hmm.
And in the absence of resistance, your physical apparatus is being renewed to the degree that you allow it. In other words, sometimes very dense, strong beliefs still offer a little bit of resistance, but that's what's going on.
Okay.
We want to say to you, there are several things we want to say to you. We're going to say them in order of what we consider to be priority. We are not here in these discussions trying to get you oriented toward what is non-physical. We want you to be completely oriented toward what is physical. We want you to live your lives. We just want you to realize that we are with you in it, and that in your awareness of it, your lives can be fuller and more satisfying, and you can feel more alive. In other words, as you allow more of this consciousness to be experienced by you in these moments, you're going to have brighter, fuller days. And you all know what that means. You know what it feels like when you come out of the fog into the clear. You know what it feels like when you get out into an exhilarating day. You know what that lightheartedness feels like. That's what we're asking you to reach for, because that's what we all feel about that which you are and about that which you are living. And when you feel it too, then you have cleared away the clouds and you have allowed the fullness of that which we are. So you can never separate yourself from us. And so we don't think that there's any problem in explaining that to you. And as you accept that you are extensions of that which we are, and then you apply some rather simple processes in order to allow the fullness of all that we are to be experienced by you in the moment, then we all just move on in the way that you have all intended. The next thing that we want to say, and this is a sort of key element here, it's easier than we're all making it out to be. And you are getting it, you have figured it out even without these words. If you never heard anything that we have to say, still you would be extensions of source energy. If you did not know about law of attraction, still law of attraction would be what is bringing to you the things that are coming to you. And so we just want you to realize that as you stand in your vibrational offering and you are standing in this place which is your point of attraction, that the way you feel is the indicator of what frequency you've got active right now, and therefore what kinds of experiences you are attracting right now. And so in every moment there is a summoning that is happening, and there is an allowing that is happening. The thing that most physical beings have forgotten is that since you are mostly source energy, and source energy is offering a powerful vibration at all times about you and on your behalf, when you are up to speed with that vibration, then there's an ease. But if you're not up to speed, then there's a sort of tug of war that's going on. And since you cannot turn off the frequency of your source, your only option, if you are to feel good and live as you have intended to live, is to get up to speed with that frequency. In other words, the very fact that you can feel negative emotion is your evidence about the existence of the source who is within you. Because if that higher frequency were not dominant within your experience, you couldn't feel negative emotion. If there were not a frequency that you are off from, you couldn't feel the offness. You see what we're getting at? And so, since you can feel the offness, if you will feel your way back into the alignment, to the blending, to the allowing, then you are utilizing your guidance system in the way that you intended when you came forth into this physical experience. So, what we really want to do, we want to pretend like you are new to the teachings of Abraham, and we want to tell you just a brief story that puts everything into context. And then we would like to talk about the things that are important to you. We want to talk about the things you're doing. We want to talk about the things that matter to you. We want to show you how to improve the frequency of where you are so that the satisfying things that you can have identified will come into your experience. So we're just going to give you the briefest of versions to bring you up to speed with the perspective that we would like you to hold about your physical experience. You ready for it? Mm-hmm. You were born into this body with a very important reason, and what you're doing here in this body is all important. And while it's nice that you're interested in what we're doing, if you will focus upon what you're doing, since we're all focused upon what you're doing, when you focus upon what you're doing and you feel good while you're focused upon what you're doing, we'll all be focused with you upon what you're doing, and you're going to have a really good time in this physical life experience. In other words, don't spend so much time trying to figure out what that non-physical perspective is. Because the non-physical perspective is trying to show you what it is all day, every day. The non-physical perspective loves that guy you hate. And that's why you can even feel hate. Is because that's the offness that you feel when you're doing something so different from who the whole of you is. Our friend says, am I doing something wrong? Am I wrong in my hate? No, you're just not complete in it. You're just not, you've emptied a little of yourself out. You're not allowing all that you could allow in this moment. When you're confused, you're not allowing all that you could allow in this moment, you see. So what we really want to say to you, we love you so much, just get on with it. Get up in the morning and say, it's a beautiful day, and think about what you're going to do and be more deliberate about what you want to do and make more decisions in every day. Today, I'm going to make myself feel good in these ways. That's the way today, the thing that I can think most of that I could do that would make me feel good are these things, and then do it. And then you think, well, but I have to go to work. And then we would say to ourselves, since I believe that I have to go to work, since work is the path of least resistance for me right now, because it's the way that my money is flowing to me, I'm going to make the best of this day while I am at work. And if you're making the best of every moment that you can consciously, then your moments are just getting better and better. And before you know it, you're not so interested in talking to dead guys. You're not so interested in what they're doing. It doesn't really matter. You're not trying to find your place in the world because you feel worthy enough that you know that you've found your place in the world, and that your place in the world is just moving through life experience, not trying to fix broken things because nothing's broken, but instead just embracing this moment to the fullest that you can. We want you to just be alive, and play with each other, and be nice to each other, and uplift each other, and get new ideas, and satisfy yourself with the new ideas, and watch how the universe will back you up on no matter what it is, and prove to yourself your own worthiness as you get your resistance out of the way. Just let the universe show you how good you are, how many good ideas you can have, and how much fun you can have, and how nice you can be, and how nice others can be to you. Just show that to yourself. That's what you came for. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.